All right, you are looking live at Soul to Help MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 playoff-bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Indianapolis Colts. And why are the Indianapolis Colts 0-16? Because they suck. They lost in the Super Bowl to the Saints. They gave the Jets their only win in the Super Bowl ever. They were like a 20-point favorite in Super Bowl III, and they lost to the New York Jets. Peyton Manning was with them for so many years, only won one Super Bowl. The Indianapolis Colts. You suck. Oh, man, that stuff gets me every time. Welcome to anybody out there at all is going to spend a little bit of time with me here, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. Try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free. Fire away, throw it in the chat box. Usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. But plus also, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever it might wind up being, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free to fire away. Before we get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I have is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. Maybe you give this video a thumbs up or share it. That'd be freaking awesome. And then finally, just a little ways down in the description box, there's 2 additional links. The top one's a Facebook link, which I'll go over in just a second. The link underneath it, I'm an old-time fart. Can't stand change. Like things just kind of way they are. Don't be changing stuff up on me because I'm an old-time fart. I'm one of them get off my lawn type of old-time farts. Like things just the way they are. Don't mess things up, right? To me, it's a Twitter link. It's always been Twitter. It'll always be Twitter. Whatever the letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants you to call it, that's on you, bro. I ain't calling it that. I'm calling it Twitter. Nah. It's Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. That's an absolute promise. I try to put Giants-related stuff in my Twitter account every day. And then finally, that link on top of it takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I have internet access, I'm putting stuff in this group darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in this group, but the members post stuff in this group as well, too. So between me and the members, there's a ton of New York Giants information every day going in this group. We have over 8,300 members in this group, and it's growing all the time, right? It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You won't be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. All that stuff said and done. Well, before I get started with the Giants, let's have a little shout out to the... How about them Rangers, huh? Still got a ways to go. They're up 3-0 in their series. I don't know. Maybe the hockey gods are looking down on the the Rangers this year. I don't know. They still haven't lost a playoff game yet. Knock on wood, they were outplayed. They were outshot 2-1. Tonight against Carolina. Carolina's a really good team. That Carolina out-hit them, outshot them, out-everything them. Just didn't outscore them. About a minute and a half in overtime, the Rangers wound up winning 3-2. So just want to give a little shout-out. Hopefully, hopefully they can win this series. And they still got 2, I guess. If they were to get to the Cup, they'd have to win 1 more and then get to the Cup. So they haven't won nothing in 30 years, so I'm hoping for. I don't want to say hoping for the best, expecting the worst, but it's been 30 years. lot of disappointment. I mean, if you've ever been a Ranger fan, I mean, yeah. I mean, I wasn't alive. I think they won at 44, and they went from 44 to 94 for they were 1940. Maybe it was 1940 to 94. So, I've been watching since like 1970. I've only seen them win like one time, so I'm not expecting much anything. But just want to give a quick shout out. Big overtime win for the Rangers, up 3-0 in their second round series. They played 7 games, haven't lost yet. A lot of close games, which is good and bad, right? I mean, it's bad because a lot of the games are really close, meaning like either team could win, right? But it's really good because it shows that when it's in overtime, when it's close, they have a real good chance of pulling them out. They're pulling out all these close ones, so. Let's keep it rolling, brother. Let's keep it rolling. So, anyway, big news, huh? Shane's working his magic. I tell you, we got like 700 offensive linemen. We got almost 7,000 wide receivers. Now, it's almost kind of like the same thing as we had like last year. It was like last year, we kept bringing in wide receivers and all. Cool with me. It was almost like, it was, you got to the point where it's like, man, we might have to look over a good receiver here or something. I mean, like last year, and it's like if you look at the depth chart now, I mean, after we, where are we at here? Is this it? Yep, there we go. To bring in Allen Robinson in, I mean, my goodness gracious, we have like at least 12. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, a Chase Cota, Dennis Houston, Miles Boyd. I know some of these guys even think they're even. I mean, some of these guys ain't going to be on the practice squad. I mean, we have. I mean, this is the ESPN depth chart as of right now, right? They got Nabers and Slayton. Obviously, Slayton is still working out. It's hopefully some type of a contract. So we'll have to wait and see. Don't know if that's going to happen. Again, I don't blame Slayton for wanting to pay boost. Don't blame him at all. But then again, I wouldn't blame Shane if he doesn't, if he doesn't budge. So it's part of being the GM. You got to make those tough decisions. So I'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, anyway, Slayton's still on the team, right? But we got Nabers, Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Isaiah McKenzie, Allen Robinson II, Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Hodgins, Gunnar Olszewski, Miles Boykin, Chase Cota, Dennis Houston, and Bryce Ford Wheaton. Don't forget about him. So, we brought undrafted free agent. We paid him some guaranteed money and all of that or whatever. So, I mean, we got like 12 guys. So, but I am, the Allen Robinson. It's not somebody that's going to obviously push the Giants into the Super Bowl contending category. He's been around for a while, but he's a very good veteran presence. You'll notice one thing here is that the Giants are a very young team, which is very, very good. You'll notice is that between like last year, it was 8 guys, I think, that were like over. It actually was on my video last night talking about how young the Giants are, right? But we have like 8 guys, actually 7 if you discount Waller, right? We got 7 guys. Once again, if you don't include Waller, who are over 37. And a lot of, we just brought Casey Kreiner back, but a lot of these guys, Shane's been bringing in, like torch holders, some veteran presence, veteran experience, maybe help bring some of the younger guys up. A lot of these guys are going to be here and gone, like for a year. But he's bringing a lot of guys in, for like maybe like 1-year deal. I'm sure this is probably a 1-year deal, right? I can't see Allen Robinson being signed for a 3-year deal. The 10-year, he's his 10th or 11th year going to be in the league. Well, we'll look at his stats in a moment here. But he's been bringing in some guys who are like over 30, right? Just for veteran presence. We're not bringing guys in 32, 33 years old and signing them for long-term contracts. We did bring in Waller, I guess who at the time was 30 for a 3-year contract. Yeah, I mean, you thought he was going to at least be, he's hanging around a little while, but still have to wait and see. But I mean, I like it. It's a good move. I mean, he had some production last season. We're not talking all pro numbers here or nothing, but he had some good production. And I think that I think Shane, and slash Dayball and, thought that he would probably be a very good veteran presence. I thought if he was going to be any type of a distraction at all, forget about it, right? They're not bringing him in. But I thought he's a very good veteran presence to help bring him because we got a lot of young guys, So not bad. Not bad. Now, if we look here, Allen Robinson, I mean, he was obviously a second-round pick in the 2014 draft, right? I mean, it's a 2014, so this will be his 11th season, right? Now, obviously, one of his seasons, 2017, he played one game. He caught one pass, had one target, caught one pass, and I'm not sure if he got injured on that pass play or not. But in 2017 with the Jaguars, right? One game, one target, one reception, 17 yards. Got a first down on it, and that was it. Season was over. So, but I mean, he's played 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this will be his 11th season, right? 2015, he was all pro. I'm sorry, Pro Bowler. The last 3 seasons, nothing super spectacular. I mean, his numbers have gone down. Actually, they've gone down the past 4 seasons. 4 seasons ago with the Bears, I mean, it was his last real good season, 2020. He had 1,250 yards receiving. Then after that, in 2021 with the Bears, he missed a few games. He only played in 12 games. He went from 1,250 yards down to 410. Then he played 1 year with the Rams in 2022. He had 339 yards receiving. Then last season with Pittsburgh, he played all 17 games. He caught 34 passes. He had 280 yards. Right, so he only caught 8.2 yards reception. So which was his fewest yards per reception of his career. So I mean, obviously his production has gone down last year. He as I said, he had 34 receptions. He didn't catch a touchdown last season. So I mean, his time in the NFL is winding down. Just that, hey, I'm more than happy to have him on the roster. But I mean, obviously he'll be, he's not going to be one of the starters, but he, adequate second stringer or something. You've got to put somebody in there to fill in. I mean, he's got some size to him. Is he 6'2" or 6'3"? 6'2", 220. So got somebody add some size. That's cool. Let's see. But what I liked last season, okay. Now, according to PFF, once again, my favorite PFF, right? He had ball thrown at him 49 times. He caught 36 of them for a 73.5 reception percentage. Not bad. Basically about 3 out of every 4. Not too bad. Okay. But what I really am very impressed about it, according to PFF, once again, he didn't have any drops. Okay. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, his numbers, once again, according to PFF, were nothing super spectacular. His offensive grade last year was a 52.8. His receiving grade was a 51.6. Let's see. He must have had a fumble in there. They got so many stats here. It's almost impossible to freaking find it. His fumble, he doesn't have a fumble rate of 100%. So he must have fumbled one. He fumbled a ball? No, I guess not. What the hell does MTF stand for? I got so many. It's just freaking amazing how many stats. Missed tackles, forced after reception. Okay, all right. But Yeah, his time is coming to a close here. You know, in the world of professional football, but veteran receiver, veteran presence, right? More than happy to have the man on the roster. The Giants wanted to add a wide receiver with some size and experience, and they did both to their offense, and they did so on Thursday, signing veteran Allen Robinson to a one-year deal. Now, obviously, once again, on the cheap, right? Robinson, 30. Now, it's hard to believe. I mean, it just goes to show you what a freaking absolute stud he's been. This is going to be his 11th season in the NFL, and he's only 30 years old. Now, I don't know. Let me see. Is he going to turn 31? August. Okay. August, he'll turn 31. Okay. But, I mean, he's played 10 seasons. He's only 30 years old. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable how athletic these guys are. To be such a stud at 20 years old and play throughout all his 20s and just simply amazing the athletes these guys are. Robinson, 30, started all 17 games for the Steelers last season, and let's not forget, all right, he had he did not have super duper production. He said he had 34 receptions, 280 yards, no touchdowns, but I mean Ben Roethlisberger was not back there throwing the football. Okay, there was no Patrick Mahomes back there. Right. They had a winning record and this, that, and the other thing, but it was not like a dynamic. It wasn't the greatest show on turf, shall we say. All right. So if he had a better offense, better quarterback and all, he had 34 receptions. I'm sure he would have had a lot more than that. I'm not saying he would have had 70 or 80 receptions. They had a very, very good quarterback and offense in there, but I'm sure he would have had, at least 40 or so, if not more. Okay. This production was a far cry from his best years with the Jaguars and the Bears. But once again, I said, their offense was not super spectacular last year. The Steelers released Robinson on March 8th. As recently as 2020, the 6'2", 220-pound Robinson had 102 catches for the Bears. His best season came in 2015, his second year in the NFL, when he had 80 receptions for 1,400 yards and 14 touchdown receptions for the Jaguars, earning him his only Pro Bowl selection. He has a 2014 second-round pick for the Jaguars out of Penn State. Giants selected receiver Malik Nabers, right? Yeah, we know that. Returning at the position, the Giants have Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Hodgins. They signed Isaiah McKenzie, who will quite possibly maybe be our kick returner. But, this is a very, very good pick. In 127 career NFL games spanning 10 years, Robinson has 562 receptions, 7,028 yards, and 43 touchdowns, playing for the Jaguars, the Bears, the Rams, and the Steelers. Right now, he did have, let's see, was it 3,000 or 4,000 yard seasons? He had 3. One season in 2016, he had 883 yards. 2018 with the Bears, first season with the Bears, he had 754, but he missed 3 games. So once again, if he didn't miss those games, quite possibly he is close to another 1,000-yard season. So, but once again, I think a very, very good pickup. I'm sure, obviously, the Giants' financial situation that they're in right now, it's going to be relatively on the cheap. A tall, right, 6'2". Okay, he's not 6'5", 6'6", whatever like that, but a taller wide receiver and a veteran presence, right? Somebody that can, help with the group. So, not a bad pickup. Not a bad pickup. But once again, it's almost kind of like, man, we brought in another wide receiver. It's like, because you start looking at it, it's like, we got obviously Bryce Ford Wheaton coming back, hopefully over injury. You don't know how he's going to be or respond or whatever, but, we got 12 guys. Obviously it's at the point now with the wide receivers that we'll have however many on the roster. We'll have a couple maybe on, practice squad, and out of the 12 we got, quite possibly at least 3 of them won't even be on the team, maybe 4. It'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure how many wide receivers we'll have going to a game, maybe 6. You don't know. I'm saying, so if you look at it like that, say 6, maybe maybe 7, because you're going to have maybe quite possibly McKenzie and the gunner, right? I'm making the 53, because you're going to want to have those guys in there for special teams returns. So quite possibly 7. So we might have McKenzie and gunner, and then you might have 5 other. You know what I mean? that would be. I mean, if we were to keep 8 on the 53, I can't see that happening. So I'm saying maybe 7. So it's like, I don't know who the hell's going to, I mean, obviously, Hyatt making the 50. I mean, as long as the guys are all healthy, of course. But I'm saying, we got, obviously Nabers, Wando Robinson, Hyatt, right? I mean, I guess, Allen Robinson makes the team. Allen Robinson, which only leaves maybe room for maybe one more wide receiver. I mean, is that Slayton? Is that Hodgins? I'm saying, if we keep Slayton and Hodgins in the 53, it's like, and then we're going to have Garner Olszewski and then McKenzie as a return. That's 8 receivers. I don't see that happening. So it'll be interesting. Maybe unless, maybe they did this. Maybe. Just saying maybe. Just throwing it out there. Maybe Slayton might be no mas. Maybe they might be looking for a trade for him or something like that, right? You bring in Robinson, and you get rid of Slayton. You lose one, you pick up one. I don't know. I have to wait and see. Because if you have, let's say, Hyatt, Wando Robinson, and Nabers, right? And I'm just saying, say you got Hodgins, and then if you had Robinson, that would be 5. So if you want to have, if you got 4 wide, you can have Nabers in the slot and Wandell in the slot, right? So you have so out of the 5 wide receivers, you got 2 guys that could work in the slot, right? Then obviously if you have Gunnar Olszewski and a McKenzie too, right? So for return purposes, so maybe that might be your 7 there that you might keep. So I'll have to wait and see. But once again, I think it was a very, very good pickup. Very, very good pickup. I said I don't know why they went out and got him. They brought back Hodgins, got Slayton. They bring in Robinson. So once again, we'll have to wait and see. But I think very, very good pickup. But the Giants have, as of right now, 12 wide receivers. Right. Let's see who we got here. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. Usually, a lot of times, you look at it, right? The PFF. I don't have a lot of love for us New York Giants, right? For the New York Giants, but tell you what, PFF. It's like I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted here. The PFF said Andrew Phillips was the best pick, period, in the 3rd round. I'm like, yeah, you serious? All right. I'm for that, but PFF, Giants could have one of the league's most productive rookie classes. All right, baby. And we only had 6 picks, right? PFF continues to love the Giants draft. All right, baby. Bring it on. I love it. At least they're not knocking it, right? You got like that. This is from Chris Flum, PFLUM. I hope I didn't screw that up. This is from Big Blue View. Pro Football Focus analyst Trevor Sikkema has already heaped praise upon the New York Giants for their work in 2024. And on Thursday, he named the Giants rookie class as one he believes will be among the NFL's most productive. And as I said, we only had 6 picks. Now, you can look at it. We did have 8. Well, in one, we traded away a 7th round pick last season. The 7th round pick we had, right? Traded away last season to get Isaiah Simmons. So that makes it pretty productive, right? We wouldn't have him quite possibly wouldn't have him on the roster if we didn't trade that 7th round pick. Then, of course, we trade one of our second round picks for Brian Burns. So, to take the 6 picks that we have, but you can also add in Isaiah Simmons and Brian Burns, right? So, Sycamore doesn't really break any new ground in that piece. He doesn't grade or evaluate the classes as a whole, nor does he try to forecast just how productive the rookies will be. Instead, he says he's trying to project which classes will get the most production from their rookies. Giants will be relying heavily on their rookie class this year with Nabers and Newman expected to be day one starters and wide receiver and safety. The Giants could also be looking at Phillips as a starter at the slot. Now, I heard people saying he could be in the slot. I also heard some people saying he could be outside. So we'll have to wait and see with Phillips. We're going to have to wait and see. Tight end Theo Johnson and running back Tyrone Tracy could also be in line for significant playing time, depending on how the rest of the offseason plays out. Johnson could or will be the Giants' number 2 tight end behind Daniel Bellinger if Darren Waller retires. Tracy, meanwhile, could be their RB2 if he beats out Eric Gray, which is a possibility, because one thing we did not see a lot of last season was Eric Gray in the backfield. Okay, I was kind of shocked about that. When you go out of your way, to draft a running back, okay, and he did not get a lot of. Let's see, what did he? I don't remember the numbers here. So 2023, New York Giants, and we'll look at Pro Football Reference here. And we got stats. So let's scroll on down here and we'll look at some Russian stats here. All right. How's that sound? Eric Gray. Attempts. 17 attempts for 48 yards. Wow. 2.8 yards a carry. Yeah. Not impressive. I mean, Matt Breida. 2.7 yards an attempt. Really? Game started. No, it was right. 55. Yeah, 55 attempts, 151 yards. I got to remember our Russian stunk last year. Saquon Barkley was 3.9 yards a carry. Matt Breida, 2.7. Eric Gray, 2.8. I mean, Gary Brightwell, 2.1. Yeah, actually, all of and Jashawn Corbin. He averaged 1 yard to carry. So these were our running backs last season, okay, as far as yards per carry. 3.9, 2.7, 2.8, 2.1, 1, and even Deion Jackson got a carry in there. 2. I mean, that is absolutely pathetic. I mean, really, that just goes to show you how absolutely freaking pathetic our running game was last season. Now, our top running averages, of course, were the 3 quarterbacks. If you take out Wan'Dale Robinson, he averaged 9.7. So, but I'm saying, you take out the wide receivers, right? You either put the quarterbacks in there. Of course, some of obviously the yards per carry are elevated, I'm sure, with the quarterbacks because of quarterback scrambles. But Daniel Jones averaged 5.2, Tyrod Taylor 5.2, and even Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan was 5.4. But our running backs 3.9, 2.7, 2.8, 2.1, 1.0, and 2.0. Wow. So yeah, but Eric Gray, he was 2.8 yards a carry. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, he did not really get a whole lot of carries last year, so I was a little surprised about that. Let's see here. PFF notes about receiver Malik Nabers. Giants were linked to several of the quarterbacks in the draft classes. Instead of packaging picks to move up or sticking at number 6 to bring in J.J. McCarthy, they bring an explosive receiver into a receiving group in need of talent. Nabers recorded 44 receptions of 20-plus yards over the last 2 seasons. Very impressive. Second most among FBS wide receivers. And I'll note here about Tyler Nubin. PFF's top-ranked safety prospect, Newman, is versatile and impactful. He can be moved all over the secondary and handle the role, as he possesses a high-level football IQ and can stop the run with instincts to cover on the back end. Newman sported a career-best 90.1 coverage grade in 2023, which was first among Power 5 safeties, and allowed a 33 passer rating in coverage from 2021 to 2023. Not too shabby. This comes a day after he named Drew Phillips as his favorite pick of the second round. Drew Phillips of the second round, right? I mean, of the third round. A little typo over there. And he told Ed Valentine, that he thinks the Giants went about the offseason correctly. He named the Giants, the Cardinals, the Bears, the Steelers, and Washington Commanders as the teams he believes will have the most productive rookie classes. So you notice he doesn't have the low-life scumbag Eagles in there. So that's good. And all the stupid trades they made and everything like that. So, cool. So, I mean, hey, I'm all for that. I mean, just some of it, once again, is, a lot of it's like, kind of, to me, it's like a little head scratching and stuff. But some of it I really need to keep my mouth shut about. And, if that's what they say, that's what they think. Because I'm not sitting there watching film, breaking the stuff down and all of that. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to do that, So if they think Andrew Phillips is all of that in a bag of Doritos, cool. I'm all for it, baby. If they think the Giants rookie class is going to have quite possibly a very, very productive season for the Giants, cool. I'm all for it. I mean, it's a lot better to hear some praise than to have, being dumped on. Like my last piece here about Daniel Jones. Whew, wow. Ain't got no love for that brother. Let me tell you what. Oh my God. Anyway, now this is a little interesting here. Now, I hope stuff like this doesn't really continue with Malik Nabers, as they're really not supposed to be betting. They're really not supposed to be betting. It's kind of like a no-no, right? And sure as what's he doing, right? Him and Jayden Daniels, right? Betting $10,000 to see who's going to become the offensive rookie of the year. Now, hopefully they're not jinxing each other, right? Because both of them get injured, right? And somebody else winds up walking away with the offensive rookie of the year award or something like that. But, once again, you're not supposed to be betting, right? You're not supposed to be betting. So let's hopefully things start kind of curtailing themselves like this. But what they said in this article here is that this might not wind up happening. It might. No, I'll have to wait. They can say they take the bet of, oh no, we're not betting no more, but it ain't gonna matter. I mean, if somebody winds up winning or whatever, somebody can wind up. I mean, it's not like they didn't go to, an online betting, thing, MGM or whatever like that, and bet money. Not like it's just a bet between the two of them. But Nabers said it, and he wasn't supposed to. But, but once again, I hope this is not a sign of things to come. But Jayden Daniels and Malik Nabers have a $10,000 bet for the offensive rookie of the year, who will wind up winning it. And again, I hope they're not, Obviously, neither one of them win it. Neither one has to pay any money. So, but quarterback Jayden Daniels went 4 spots ahead of Malik Nabers in the draft. He's also counting on finishing ahead of him when it comes to being named the NFL's offensive rookie of the year. Otherwise, it could cost him $10,000. Daniels and Nabers have a bet on who will win the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award, which Nabers first mentioned on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark. Daniels confirmed the wager during an interview on the All Facts, No Breaks podcast with Keyshawn Johnson on Wednesday. It could be a short-lived wager, though. The Washington Commanders selected Daniels with the 2nd pick, and the Giants took Nabers with the 6th pick, Daniels' favorite receiving target last season. So Daniels said, man, he wasn't supposed to tell nobody. Daniels said of the bet, we got a little something going on, but you're not supposed to tell nobody. right? I mean, if he's if Nabers is making bets, which you're not supposed to be doing, you're not supposed to be telling nobody either. Daniels also confirmed that it was for 10 when asked by Johnson after Nabers had said, whoever lose got to pay. I think it's $10,000 cash. However, there's a good chance the bet doesn't happen. One team source said the education for rookies on the gambling policy will take place during their rookie mini camp, which means Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay? Which begins Thursday with orientation sessions. So maybe it was started today with orientation sessions. So the bet could end up being canceled afterwards. ESPN has contacted the NFL League office to determine if this would violate its policy on gambling, but did not immediately hear back. The league's policy states that NFL personnel are prohibited from placing, soliciting, or facilitating any bet, whether directly or through a third party, on any NFL game, practice, or other league event, such as the draft or a combine. It includes betting on the outcome of a game, statistics, the score, or individual performances, and other prop bets. Unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. The 2022 gambling policy stated that gambling includes private wagers between teammates, family, and friends or others, but that was not included in the revised 2023 policy. Regardless, Daniel knows what Nabers will bring to the Giants. Last fall, Nabers scored 89 passes for 1,546 yards and 14 touchdowns. But Daniel said, that boy is a dog, man. Daniel's told Johnson he's a true receiver. He believes he's always open, but he's competitive for real. Well, that's what we want, man. That's what we want. We want a dog, right? But, we had a dog with OBJ, and sometimes it was a little tough to reel him in. And quite possibly the reason why you wound up getting traded, right? So we want a dog. We want a competitive dog who thinks he's always open and this, that, and the other thing, but hopefully there's a little more smarts to him, shall we say. Let's see here. If you don't think a defensive back can guard him, he'll let him know. If he catches a ball, he makes a play, he's going to let you know. He's similar to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, what a freaking athlete. What a freak that dude is, huh? Just how explosive they are. And Daniel's focus more than on a friendly bet will be topping his friend C.J. Stroud, who won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Houston Texans. Stroud threw for 4,108 yards, 23 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. Wow. What a season he had, huh? Wow. Both Daniels and Stroud grew up in California. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to do better than him, Daniel said. What he did was unheard of, so it's not like I'm comparing myself to him. Just us being from the same area, I want to outdo him. But so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully he starts curtailing some of those needs to get that. Well, I don't want to say it's because a lot of times, like when you bet on a game, it's like you put a wager on a game, and 3 hours later, if you won or not, right? I mean, this is not like an instant high. This is this is the whole year, and they're placing it right now, and they're not going to know. I mean, they'll have a decent idea maybe who might wind up winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year, maybe by December or something like that, if one of them is really doing good or something. But I mean, you're talking like maybe December, who has the upper hand as far as who might win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. But so you're talking May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You're talking a long way away. So this is not like instant gratification. It's not that instant high. Let me put 10 grand on this game, baby. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I just hope this isn't a sign of things to come. But you're not supposed to bet, man. You're not supposed to bet. Right? All right. Then we got Tyrone Tracy. He signed his contract. Good. Let's see here. Tyrone Tracy contract details. Giants running back signs his rookie deal. 5th round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Tracy should be competing for a rotational role in the backfield behind Devin Singletary. Absolutely. I mean, heck, he might wind up being number 2. Right? He might. We'll have to wait and see. Here are the contract details for Tracy's rookie deal. As a 5th round pick, Tracy signed a 4-year deal worth $4.3 million, according to Art Stapleton of The Record. Tracy was one of the more intriguing running backs in the class that had questionable depth. He's a bit older at 24 years old after spending 6 years in college. But once again, he still has a lot of tread left on his tires. It's not like he was handling the rock, running the rock 250 to 300 times a year for 6 seasons. That ain't nothing further from the truth. I mean, what did he have? He's had 146 in 6 seasons. He's had 146 rushing attempts in 6 seasons. I mean, that's freaking nothing. Right? Now, I mean, a freakish athlete, too. So 5'11", 209 pounds. So nice size. Right? But 4.48 40-yard dash. So he's fast. I mean, he's not going to maybe get in the open and maybe take it to the distance. He can quite possibly get caught from behind. Okay, but, he's got a 40-inch vertical and 10.4-inch broad jump. Very, very. As a wide receiver, he had 113 receptions for 1,201 yards during his career. Right? Yeah, so, I mean, very, very good athlete. Very, very good athlete. But basically, he's making about $1 million a year. So good for him. And hopefully, it's a 4-year deal, right? He's a rookie. Hopefully he'll be for all 4 years with those New York Giants. I'm very, very anxious to see. Actually, I mean, everybody really. I'm very. I was, of course, I want to see Nabers do what he does. I'm pulling for Nubin because I mean, after Xavier McKinney. Now, once again, hey, man wants to get paid. I understand. I get it, and all that stuff. And everything. He made his money. Good for you, man. Way to go. But it's just like the way when he left. I mean, I didn't hear anything. Nothing. I mean, anything before or after. I mean, maybe he did say something or something. I don't know. But not like, I'll tell you, we're building something here with the Giants. I'm kind of hoping we can work something out. I didn't hear that. Just show me the money. I love the money. Show me the money. That's all I was hearing. Where's the appreciation at? Show me some money. I mean, that's all I'm hearing. So I'm not, it's, and once again, maybe he did. I don't know. But I mean, after, so once again, maybe he did. And if he did, I apologize. If he said something before or after, I apologize. All right. Lord knows I've been wrong. But I mean, after he left, I mean, I didn't. Hey, Giant fans, man, Big Blue, thank you, man. First 4 years, it was fantastic. But I'll always bleed a little bit of blue. I have a little Giants in my heart. But my journey now, I want to thank Mr. Mara or whatever, anything like that. I'm not saying you got to have this long 3.5 hour long speech or something, but. I'd like to thank Mr. Mara and the Giants organization for drafting me and sticking with me and all of that and, getting me where I am right now. Thank you. But right now, my journey takes me to, I'm a Green Bay Packer now, but I'll always have a little space in my heart for the Giants. Thank you, fans. Thank you, Mr. Mara. Whatever. Nothing. Not like that. Basically, it's like, as soon as the, the season, the final second ticked off after the Giants beat the Eagles. It's like he took a mic, dropped the mic, and it's like, show me the money. Who's going to show me some? You know what I mean? So I kind of left a little bad taste in my mouth. So I'm kind of hoping Nubin does a real good job. I'm really, really pulling for him. Really pulling. So I'm very anxious to see him. And then this Phillips. I mean, I'm like. I was like, it's the greatest pick in the 3rd round. I'm like, yeah, really? You sure about that? So I'm very anxious to see him. Basically, also, because we obviously, in the modern NFL, you got three cornerbacks, right? The whatever you want to call it, slot cornerback, nickel cornerback, whatever you want to call him, third cornerback, whatever you want to call him. That was still kind of up in the air. I mean, it's like nobody bolted that one down. Cordell Flott, it doesn't have his feet in cement. He's not cemented in that position. You know what I mean? So cornerback number 2 and the slot cornerback, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of up in the air. So don't matter to me. Whichever one, if they want to put him in the slot and he wants to win the slot job, cool. If we got, because I said once again, we got 3 cornerbacks. We got one of them filled. We got 2, who's stepping up for the other 2? If this Phillips is cornerback number 2, cool. All right, it don't matter to me. If he winds up taking the slot cornerback position, go. Fine by me. So I'm very happy. I mean, a lot of people talking this guy up. So I'm like, all right, okay, let's see what he's got. Okay, But once again, you got to give it some time because, I mean, same thing with Trey Hawkins like last season. It was like, saw him in like training camp and stuff like that. It's like, damn, this guy's good. Oh my God. Man, this guy's unbelievable. Wow. And then the regular season started and things were a little bit different then. So, so let's, just because he knocks away a pass here, or has a pass break up there, or something like that in training camp, or he looks good in one preseason game. Let's get to the regular season and see what he starts doing there. But I'm anxious to see what all this hype is about. So our 3rd round pick, you got me on the edge of my seat. What's Phillips got, baby? Let's see it, right? Then Theo Johnson, very, very anxious to see him. Absolutely. Especially if Waller's not there. What does Theo and Bellinger wind up doing, right? So I'm very, very anxious to see, what Theo can do. He was very productive as far as touchdowns per receptions. He should be a nice target in the red zone. 6'6", almost 260 pounds, big freaking target, right? So you got him, right? And I'm really anxious to see what this Tracy can do. I mean, you hear a lot of good things about Tracy, so I'm very, very anxious to see is he going to be the second guy off the? I'm sorry, is he going to be the first guy off the bench behind Singletary, or is he going to be? Or is Brightwell? I don't know, or is Gray going to be number 2 and Tracy be number 3? I'll have to wait and see. But I'm very anxious. You always like to see these guys on the field. You know what I mean? Let's see what they can do, especially if Priscilla can get any kind of continuity going with this offensive line. Because our running game was really pathetic last season, absolutely pathetic. And then Muasau, I mean, the tackling machine, right? Maybe he, doesn't get a lot of maybe snaps on the defensive, but I'm sure, especially in preseason, I'm sure he'll be on the field defensive wise. Absolutely. Without question. But also in special teams as well, too. Now, we went a lot of depth there. Now, you don't know how many inside linebackers we're going to wind up keeping. I mean, if we got Beavers, we got Isaiah Ximines, right? We got Micah McFadden. We got some guy by the name of Bobby Okereke, right? And, then you got Muasau. So I don't know how many they're going to have on the 53. So I'll have to wait and see. So, I mean, I'm very anxious to see all these guys. Very, very, very excited all these guys. Very, very excited. So, but once again, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. And we have this other article I showed. 5 biggest questions. Now, who is this? From G-Men HQ. This is from Logan Van Dyne. I guess that's how you pronounce the name. 5 biggest questions the Giants continue to face this offseason. Who will be the Giants' cornerback number 2 or the slot corner? Right, they got here. Deontay Banks was downright brilliant. No, I mean, he did very well. I want to say downright brilliant, but he had a very good job. Did a very good job for rookie season, absolutely. And he lived up to the hype of being a first-round pick. Now he's the cornerback number 1 for the team, and he's hoping to post a Pro Bowl caliber season for the G-Men in 2024. With that said, who will be on the other side of the field from him? when the Giants used their third-round pick on Andrew Phillips, a lot of us thought he'd be lining up on the outside with Banks. However, the plan is for him to start out as a slot cornerback, a spot that used to belong to Darnay Holmes. Joe Shane said Phillips will get some looks on the outside, but so will Cordell Flott. Flott has shown some flashes in recent years, so we'll have to wait and see how he does if he's given a starting job with Banks. Now, but the one thing is with Flott, let's not forget we also have a different defensive coordinator who likes to stop the run. Okay, so Flott is not a human, probably not the biggest run defender, shall we say, on the Giants defensive squad. Okay, so it can be interesting to see if that has any, because he guy's like 175 pounds, soaking wet. He's not that big, right? He's not that his presence is just not as far as trying to come up there and making big tackles as I just, he's not very big, right? So we'll have to wait and see. All right, but anyway, can the Giants remain competitive in the NFC East? Well, there's no secret the Giants have had a hard time defeating their rivals in the NFC East. Sure, they went 3-3 in 2023. Well, they were 1-4-1. They went from 1-4-1 to 3-3. They're going up, right? Next thing they got to do is beat those damn Cowboys. They beat the Commanders twice and the Eagles at home to close out the regular season, but Philly had nothing really to play for. Well, yeah, they did. I don't know people. Yeah, they did. Because I think, right? The final game of the season, they played the games at the same time. I think if the Cowboys lost and the Eagles won, I think the Eagles would have won the division. I think. Once again, I could have been wrong, but we'll see. Even though the Giants fared okay against Philly and in particular the Commanders in past season, both of their squads bolstered their rosters this offseason, which could result in the Giants running into some problems. The Eagles, of course, signed Barkley as well as locking up wide receivers A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith on contract extensions. Also, the Commanders hired Dan Quinn to be their next head coach. Well, okay. While taking Jaden Daniels with the number 2 pick, these teams should be a lot different from what the Giants saw this past season. And you, of course, have the Dallas Cowboys, who, despite having a quiet offseason, have beaten the Giants 6 straight times. That's a streak we want to see end. Yes, absolutely. Giants did their best to improve on both sides of the ball, with Nabers being a new wide receiver 1 and Brian Burns one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Well, we'll have to wait and see. As I said, at least what the Giants did last season, they did get better, without question. They were, went from 1-4-1 to 3-3. So the next question they got, will Darren Waller play in 2024 or not? After trading for tight end Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders last offseason, he was a disappointment, to say the least. His injuries. He had 52 receptions, 552 yards, and 1 touchdown. He also missed extensive time in the hand. He missed 5 games. If he didn't miss the time, the disappointment was his injuries. It wasn't so much his production. It's because if he played in every game, he would have had well over 70 receptions, which is not setting an NFL record, don't get me wrong, but still, on a crappy offense with a crappy offensive line with the three different quarterbacks playing in there. Quite often we had our third string quarterback in there. If he wind up with like 75 or so receptions, that's not too bad. So let's see here. Rumors have been swirling that Waller could be retiring, as his 31-year-old tight end has made no contact with the Giants this offseason. He's made contact with them. What's he talking about? I'm kind of wondering where some of these guys get their information at. All right. Anyway, we got, can Drew Lock become the starter? Well, apparently he's going to get a chance, right? And he's going to get a chance early on because Daniel Jones won't quite be ready yet. So it's no secret that Daniel Jones may on a short leash in 2024 as the Giants went out this offseason and signed Drew Lock on a one-year contract that perhaps sent Jones a message that his job may not be safe after all. In fact, there have also been rumors and reports that Lock could become the Giants' starting quarterback. Despite Lock not having lights-out numbers through his career, there can still be a great argument that if Jones does not look sharp in training camp or in the preseason, it could present. That's if he even plays in the preseason. Jones, you don't even know. It could present a great opportunity for Lock. In his limited game action last season with the Seattle Seahawks, Lock passed for 543 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So obviously that's something to certainly look upon. That's for sure. The battle at quarterback, right? And then you can also look at it too. I mean, not only so much the battle for the quarterback, right? But the battle. But I mean, it's like after the season's over with. Yeah, I mean, literally, really. I mean, after the season's over with. Is any quarterback standing? Are they all going, right? I mean, Tommy Chicken Cutler Parmesan gone, Daniel Jones gone. I mean, Drew Lock's only for one. I mean, are we going to have a whole new, trio of quarterbacks in here next season? That's possible. That's a possibility. And finally, will the Giants be able to trust Daniel Jones's health? That's a good question. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Giants were hoping for a great season from Jones in 2023, especially after they locked up the former number 6 overall pick with a 4-year, $160 million deal. But that unfortunately did not happen as a neck and season-ending knee injury saw Jones play in only 6 games. So can we trust him to stay healthy throughout the season? It's tough. That's a tough one, especially when you're dealing with the neck, right? Injuries have seemed to be the norm, unfortunately, for Jones throughout his career, as he missed 2 games in his rookie season with a high ankle sprain, and the following season in 2020, he missed 2 games with a hamstring injury. Then in 2021, he missed the Giants' final 6 games of the regular season as he was placed on IR with neck injury. He looked great in 2022, but then things went downhill all after that. It is no coincidence the Giants went out to sign Lock. New York may have doubts and concerns about Jones' ability to stay healthy for an entire season as he enters his 7th year in the NFL. 7th year in the NFL? 6th year in the NFL. I don't know where you get some of this information at. New York may have doubts and concerns about Jones' ability to stay healthy for an entire season as he enters his 7th year in the NFL. I don't know what some of these people are smoking or where they get their information from. 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 6 seasons. I don't know, the 7th season. I mean, these people actually put this stuff out there. All right. Okay. All right. Who is this? I wish I could leave a Logan Van Dyne. Can you leave it? Can I leave a home Giants news? No, I can't. I can't leave notes on this here. You can't leave. Yeah, dude, he's only been in the league for 6 seasons. This will be his 6th season, 7th season. Some of these people, I don't know, just simply amazing, absolutely simply amazing. But anyway, then this last article here is this one is just. I mean, I'm sure it does. Daniel Jones is going to sleep like a baby at nighttime, whether he knows this or not. But I'll tell you what, CBS, and this is why, especially like not only CBS, but like the betting. Firms and all that and everything. That's why the Giants they're I think 6.5 wins. Long as we got Daniel Jones. Okay, Daniel Jones can win us the Super Bowl this season. I bet you next season the Giants will be in the books to win like no more than 6 games. As long as we got Daniel Jones as our quarterback, we ain't getting no love at all. Matter of fact, the Giants won the next 37 Super Bowls. They never lost a game in those 37 seasons. They beat everybody 100-0. Daniel Jones was the quarterback for every game. Of course, it's never going to happen, I guess. But if that were to happen, the following season after that, the Giants would be predicted to win 6 games. I mean, there is no love at all for Daniel Jones out there, and especially as in this article here from CBS Sports. Holy cow, Batman. CBS Sports ranks Daniel Jones below quarterbacks. They rank the top 32 quarterbacks. He's number 32. He is ranked below quarterbacks who have not even taken a snap in the NFL. Oh, my God. That is just a straight-up slap in the face. Let me tell you what. The pendulum of opinion of Daniel Jones has swung widely in recent years, and some might argue it has now swung too far in one direction. In his recent 2024 NFL quarterback power rankings, Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports has ranked the New York Giants starter dead last in the league. Not only is Jones ranked last, but he's ranked below other quarterbacks who have never taken a snap and may not actually earn a starting role in 2024. Holy cow. Giants reportedly dabbled with replacing their rehabbing investment, whose ball security issues returned behind a porous line in 2023. Perhaps Malik Nabers can restore his fortunes. But among those ahead of Jones, well, I'm going to go over this list here. But the criticism of Jones, especially related to his injury history, is fair and warranted. But making the case that he's worse than rookie quarterbacks who aren't even in minicamp yet is illogical. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of really. I mean, I'm going to go over some of these guys here. It's really freaking comical. It's an inherently dishonest exercise with the sole purpose of fueling an echo chamber. Make no mistake about it. These weren't future rankings. Benjamin specifically notes that these power rankings are sorted by today's signal callers right now. I mean, I don't know. Well, right now, there's no foundation to stand on when arguing that rookies are better than Jones or any other quarterback with actual starting NFL experience. I mean, some of it is really a little comical, but it just goes to show you what kind of love he's not getting. All right, so this is, once again here, is this, Brock Purdy. Okay, all right, from Cody Benjamin. So Daniel Jones is number 32. Bryce Young of Carolina, who had a horrible season last season, is ranked above him. Bo Nix hasn't taken a snap. Doesn't even know if he's even going to be a starter. He could be a freaking backup. And he has ranked Bo Nix ranked above Daniel Jones. Get the fuck out of here. Gardner Minshew. I could see that. I mean, Gardner's been on some bad teams, and he's had some good production, so I could see that. Jaden Daniels hasn't taken a snap in the NFL. Now, once again, if you go by his LSU game and all this stuff and everything like that, yeah, he's had some great numbers and has not even taken a snap in the NFL, and you're going to put him above Daniel Jones. Jacoby Brissett, yeah. Derek Carr. This guy's got J.J. McCarthy at number 25. J.J. McCarthy may not even take a snap. He might be a bad. This guy hasn't even taken a snap. He's got J.J. McCarthy at number 25. I mean, it's just really comical. I mean, this is just pure freaking stupidity here. Anthony Richardson. Okay. He's got Caleb Williams, obviously. Caleb Williams is number 23. He's got Will Levis above Daniel Jones. Let's see. Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with the rest of the list, but the fact that he has some guys on here, once again, who may not even be, may not even take a snap this season. They might be on the bench the whole time, and he's got them ranked above Daniel. Really? Yeah. I mean, just some of it's just absolutely just stupidity. Just really stupidity. Where do some of these guys get their numbers at, their thoughts at, and all that? I mean, anyway, so, all right, guys, it's been 1 hour and 3 minutes. Whoever spent any time. All right. Thank you. And once again, go Rangers. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mini camp, baby. So we got a little bit of something going on. So the media, Friday will be there. Saturday, the media will be there. Sunday, there will be no media coverage at all. So at least we'll be hearing some stuff. Once again, there's nothing super exciting going to be going on. There's no big strategy sessions. There's no 11-on-11 contact and stuff. There's none of that stuff. But the media will be there, so you'll get some sights and sounds. The media will be there on Saturday as well too. So once again, you'll get some sights and sounds of maybe what's going on and all. But yeah, it's just once again, it's just rookie mini camp and all. But it's nice to have the guys in the building. So we have a little something going on the next couple of days. So once again, whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody's going to spend any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, means the world to me as always. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh yeah.